Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's a beautiful weekend over here, and as usual we'll be analyzing the market once again. We'll be analyzing the previous pairs we've been analyzing on this channel, and if time will permit us, we might add a few extra pair into the mix. So as usual, let's look at the economic calendar, which will be our roadmap for trading this forthcoming week. So Monday we have core retail sales from the United States. Tuesday we have news coming from Canada. Wednesday from Japan, the United States. Wednesday is FOMC, so you need to be careful. If you think you can trade in news, good luck to you. Thursday we have news from Australia, from UK. Friday we have news from Canada. So if you are trading the pairs where this news is coming from, so you need to really be careful that day. So let's go to the chart. So we are looking at the dollar index first, because if you are trading any pair that is tied to the US dollar, the dollar index is key. So you need to know the direction where the dollar index is going, and the other pairs like EURUSD, GBPUSD will be going the opposite direction. So if the US dollar, the dollar index is trending downwards, EURUSD will be trending upwards. So that's just what I'm trying to say. Now we're looking at the monthly charts, and we are seeing that over time price has been consolidating around this zone. It broke out. It's found rejection here. This is a rejection candle. So I want to show you the reason why. Now you can look, if you look backward, you see this fair value gap that was created, that imbalance. So you can see how price has traded into it, wicked above it, rejected. This next candle came and closed close to the midpoint of it, and presently now we are trading below it. So if you look downwards again, you'll see another fair value gap here. This fair value gap has acted as support for price, and this one has been acting as resistance. So over time you can see that price has been bouncing around these zones on the monthly. So that's the reason why price has been consolidating, and we can see that price recently has traded into this fair value gap, traded out of it, and price could be heading into this gap here. So if price will do what we are projecting, we can say that we are bearish on the dollar index. So overall we are bearish on the dollar index. So let's quickly look at the weekly charts. Now this is the monthly fair value gap, and you can see that price is somehow rejecting from it. The reason why price is rejecting is because if you look at this price action here, price created a gap here, and this next candle traded right into this gap to balance that zone, and it would impact price when price hits that zone. So last week we've seen how price traded into it, and it's kind of like rejecting from it. So if price makes a reversal from here, we will see price going back up. If price makes a reversal from this zone, you could see price heading back up to take liquidity, resting here and here. So that is that. But if price trades below it, then we are looking at price heading into this zone on the weekly. There's a fair value gap here. You could see price heading here, but I'll be looking at how price will react around that balanced price range on the monthly time frame. Let me quickly look at the daily charts, then the 4-hour charts. So price is not really doing anything, so let the trading week start and we'll see how price will react around that zone. So that will determine if we'll be buying or selling the EURUSD or the GBPUSD. So let's look at EURUSD. Let's look at the weekly charts. So if you look at our previous analysis on this pair, I said that this zone here is an order block, and if price will reject below it, we might just see price coming down to take liquidity here and here. But the zone has held price, and you could see that the dollar index has been bearish, so this pair will definitely be bullish. So last week, you see how price has closed inside this zone. So going into this week, we'll be looking at how price will trade out of this zone. We'll see price closing out of this zone, and we'll see a reversal on the dollar index to go bullish on it. Then we'll be bearish on this pair. But if we see price respecting the bearish move on the dollar index, then we will be bullish on this pair, and ultimately look at price trading into this zone as well as this zone to take liquidity here ultimately. So this is my stand on this pair. Let's look at the daily charts. Now look at the daily charts and look at the whole of last week trading. 1 2 3 4 5. You can see the 5 trading days. Price did not make any meaningful move, and we can attribute it to this move here. Price expanded, and I told you in our previous video that we could see price consolidating on the lower time frame because of that bullish expansion that it experienced previous week back. And if you look very well, no meaningful price move, and if you're trading the lower time frame, you just be getting chopped up because price did not really move. So let's look at the monthly charts and just see something. You can see that price has traded into, has balanced this imbalance on the monthly charts. You can see exactly how price has closed at the top of it. So we'll just be careful while trading this pair. We want to know if price will trade into this next imbalance and take this out into this next one, or reject from it. That's what we'll be looking at. We'll be looking for confirmation if price want to trade into this zone long term on EURUSD. So let's look at GBPUSD. This is GBPUSD, and this is the monthly chart. You already know that the dollar index is bearish, so we'll be bullish on this. But on this monthly time frame, you are seeing this candle here and this displacement downwards, and price is trading back into this zone. This is an order block that could affect price. When price eventually hits this zone, you will definitely see a reaction, and you can bet on it that you see price coming down. You understand? So be on the lookout. Let these levels be on your chart. I always leave it on my own. I want to note these levels just in case price gets there and I see price reacting from that zone. I will understand why. So that's the monthly order block zone. So I'll take this out of the chart. So I'll be watching how price will react here to here. If price enter into this range, I'll be watching what price will do to see if I can catch a sell from that point. And going into next week on the dollar and on GBPUSD, you've seen how price has traded from this point to this point, taking out this high, right? So if the bearish move on the dollar index will hold, you can rightly say that there's a possibility that price will trade into this zone here, this weekly fair value gap. We can say that price will trade into this zone, so we'll be on the lookout for it. But if price will reject, we can see price trading right back into this fair value gap that was created, and then from there. Maybe if price trade through this fair value gap, you can see price coming to this zone, and this zone. If this bullish move is sustained long term, you can see price hitting this zone. But be very careful when price hits this level here. You definitely expect to see a reaction from this zone. So long term, I'm bullish on GBPUSD. So let's look at gold. So last week, within the week, I reviewed this pair and I noted that price will take liquidity that was resting here and trade above it. Look at the monthly time frame. Let me take this away from the chart. Look at the previous month's high. I noted that price will trade into it. Let me get this on the chart. So look at the previous candle on the monthly time frame. This candle, right? Look at the high. Simply brought it out and I went to my weekly time frame to see how this fair value gap here held price. And I said if this bullish move continues, we'll see price taking the liquidity that is resting there and ultimately trading over it, and the bullish move will be sustained. So going into the week, depending on what the dollar index chooses to do, this bullish move could be sustained. So be bullish on this pair, be bullish on gold. Watch the dollar index. If there's a reversal to trade upwards, hold your peace. But long term, be bullish on gold. So let's look at the last pair I want to see. Let's look at EURCAD. Now this is the EURCAD and this is the weekly time frame. But I like us to see this pair from the monthly time frame. Let's see. Okay, look at these zones here. Let's look at the 3 months chart. Now if you look at this pair critically, right, look at what price has done. You can see that price has been rejecting from here, come here, here, and here. You can see the way price has been rejecting around this zone. Let me bring it out for you. Now this is a 3 months chart and you can see how this order block here has been holding price. You can see how it has been holding price. You can see how price has rejected exactly at the midpoint of the order block. Exactly at the midpoint, price touched it the first time, rejected, second time, rejected, traded into this zone, rejected from this rejection block, and again price is approaching that same zone. So we'll be watching this zone here. Watching this zone and see how price has rejected from it. So look at the monthly charts. You can see how price has traded into it, grab liquidity here, and this candle is rejecting. Let's look at the weekly charts. You can see how price is rejecting from it. So if we see a reversal from that point, take note of this fair value gap here on the weekly charts. We might see price trading into it, right? First of all, you target the midpoint of the fair value gap. If price will trade into it, then watch if price will trade out of it again to see if price will trade downwards, right? So that is to say if we get a confirmation of a reversal from this point. So these are my views for the market this week, and if you are finding